When I get to the Stamp Act, I like to do several things with the Stamp Act. They have a series of cartoons that are really good and talk about how angry the colonists are. And first of all, the students are always amazed that they had cartoons back then. And so, I'll put that up and I'll say, well, what does that look like to you? And they'll say, that looks like a cartoon. And, and then I'll say, well, it was, and it was in the newspaper. Now, I want you to take time and I want you to think about how you would feel if you got that. And I've put the kids in groups to do that before. And the results are amazing. I also have done, when I do a big emphasis on the committees of correspondence and the lack of communication back then, I will put them in different groups around the room and I will give them a situation. And I will say, okay, now everybody else has to learn the material that is on your piece of paper. And it's a historical document. It's a primary source that I'll give them of an event that happened in Boston and Philadelphia and Virginia. And I'll say, how are we going to get the message over there? And so, that takes a little bit of time, but then they realize that the only way they're getting the message is to write a letter. So, eventually they'll read through as a group and they will write a letter to the other colony. And then we will deliver the letter, and we do the horses and, pretend to be horses and deliver the letters. But that teaches, not only does it teach the concept of committees of correspondence, but it teaches them just the whole idea of how you couldn't get messages there back then. And that was the only way, and how slow it could be. And I think that that's invaluable to understanding what it was like for the colonists back then.